Dinosaurs ruled the earth until almost everyone died off. The legacy of this ancient bloodline is modern birds that walk in the footsteps of their dinosaurian ancestors. I think the most dinosaurian bird of them all is the emu. I can't hatch baby dinosaurs, so I hatch baby emus. Under natural conditions, female emus lay a large clutch of huge emerald green eggs. It is the male who incubates them and raises the babies. My friend Farhan raises emus. His female Shamu laid 8 eggs, but his male had no interest in incubating them. I volunteered to hatch them and return the babies to him after about 2 months. Emu eggs are considerably larger than chicken or duck eggs, and they have a very thick green shell. Emu eggs take 50 to 60 days to hatch, in contrast with 21 for a chicken and 28 for a duck. I incubated my eggs in an older model GQF Sportsman cabinet incubator with an emu egg tray and a water reserve system. I bought it used. It worked great. I incubated my eggs in my home office room. I plugged everything into a power bank to keep the incubator running in case of a power outage. I used a Hovabator Genesis tabletop incubator as a hatcher so I could watch. When you incubate eggs, it's a good idea to make a marking on one side so you can keep track of whether the eggs have been turned. I gave each egg the name of a tree and painted it on one side with acrylic paint. Hawthorn, hemlock, cedar, balsam, spruce, laurel, aspen, and sequoia. Emu eggs are incubated at a temperature of 96 to 98 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 35.5 to 36.7 degrees Celsius. The humidity should be between 30 and 40%. So this is the nifty little sensor that I put in the tray where the eggs are, so it gives a pretty accurate reading, or at least it seems to. And for backup, I have a GQF humidity and temperature gauge, but that's harder to read with my old eyes. It reads via Bluetooth exactly what the humidity and temperature is. I weighed my eggs to track development and to make sure my humidity settings were correct. So we're going to measure cedar in grams. 531 grams. Balsam, 518 grams. Spruce, 528 grams. So far, cedar's the biggest. Aspen, 521 grams. Sequoia. Ooh, sequoia's little. 484 grams. Let's try that again. It's zeroed. Yep, 484 grams. Sequoia is, ironically, the smallest of the bunch. Hawthorn. And hawthorn's the biggest of the bunch. Wow. It's fluctuating back and forth between 549 and 550 grams. So let's round it up. Hawthorn is the largest. And then we have hemlock. 516 grams. And last but definitely not least is Laurel. And almost as big as Hawthorne, 546 grams, second largest. Hello, little embryo. A viable emu egg will lose 10 to 20% of its weight while incubating. With chicken eggs, you could shine a light through the shell to see if an embryo is developing. Emu shells are too thick to pass light, so we use a technique called water candling to check for chick movements while they float. The water should be about the same temperature that I would incubate them at. Looks like it's just a little bit on the cool side, so I will add just a little bit more warm water. And we'll see we get some movement. So we wait for the water to stop rippling, and we'll see if hemlock makes his own ripples. See how part of the egg is lying on the bottom of the bowl and the other part is up above the surface? That is because there's an air cell at one end of the egg. So it looks to me like hemlock is doing a whole lot of nothing. That you're seeing is all coming from cedar. Looking at these two eggs, we have cedar on the left and aspen on the right. I believe that cedar contains a live chick, and I believe aspen never developed. Aspen has not been losing weight at the rate it's supposed to, and I've never seen any signs of movement. Cedar has been moving, has been losing weight. All systems go for cedar. And you can see that they're balanced differently. I tried to listen for a heartbeat, but it didn't work. So finally these eggs are going to come out of their tray. They are 45 days along, and we're going to put them in the Hovabator Genesis incubator. This is Spruce. He has been the most active baby. I say he because usually chicks that are as robust as Spruce has been turn out to be male. This is Sequoia. Sequoia was the smallest of our eggs, ironically enough, given the name, and really did not perform all that well, didn't lose weight at the rate it was supposed to. So I don't have high hopes for Sequoia. Aspen, same thing. Aspen is the egg that was not as knobbly as the rest. It has a very smooth texture, and I haven't seen any signs of life from Aspen, and the weight loss has been less than optimal. So Aspen might be a dub. Now, Spruce is over there wiggling. Nobody has pipped through the shell yet, but it shouldn't be long. This is Hawthorne. Hawthorne did a little bit of moving for me, I think. Not sure. Laurel is a pretty active egg. Cedar. Cedar does a lot of wiggling. hemlock, and balsam. I can't believe it. I just got home from work and I heard something moving in the incubator, and we have an emu chick. Hawthorne is the first one to hatch. Here is my first little baby emu. There she is. Hello, sweet baby. Oh, here's a baby. Here's a baby. Everywhere we go, everyone knows it's me and my emu. There she is. Hi, baby. Hawthorne was all alone in her pen, so I gave her a stuffed friend. Cedar and spruce hatched on day 55. Laurel waited for day 56 to hatch. Look at how cute you are. Sweet little On day 57, Aspen started leaking rotten, stinky liquid. I removed it quickly before it could explode. It is day 58 of incubation, and there are 3 eggs that still have not yet hatched, not counting Aspen that we took away because it was going to explode. Balsam, hemlock, and sequoia all have not hatched. All we can do right now is just wait and see if they decide to hatch. It's tempting to want to help chicks to hatch, but sometimes they're just too weak to get out of the egg. And if you do help them hatch, usually the yolk is not fully absorbed into the navel area, and you have a chick with a big hole in its belly that can't live. Or if you help a chick out that is ready to hatch, a lot of times they're too weak to survive the first days or weeks of life. On day 60, I was convinced the remaining eggs were not going to hatch. I decided to open them up and learn why. The shells were so hard, I can't imagine how chicks can break through. The story continues in Chapter 2. Thank you for watching. You can help this channel grow by hitting that like button.